Hey everyone, so welcome back, and today we're going to be talking about Taobao containers or containers in general with the exception of one. So as a new homeowner, when we moved in, we realized that we actually needed quite a number of containers. I guess both for food as well as storage. So you don't really realize how much you need them until you move out, because before that at your parents' place, you have everything, right? So you don't realize how much you need, and then that's why we end up with so many different containers. So today we're going to share with you all these containers that we have, and hopefully it will help you in whether it be your own homeowner's journey and whatever not. So let's start. Okay, so to start off with our food containers, the first one that we have is a rice container. So we actually got a bigger one previously. I think we might have showed it in our haul, but I realized that it was too big for like a 2-person home rice thing. So when we got it, right, after we put in I think maybe like 5 kg of rice, there was still so much more space, and we realized that we messed up big time. So I actually passed that rice container to my parents because they have more people at home. And we realized that this is very versatile and it suited us perfectly. So if we saw our home tour, right, in our kitchen area we put the shelf, so this actually fits perfectly on the shelf. So we put it up, and what more is that there are wheels below. So what we do is that we lift it up, drag it down the shelf, then we scoop our rice. So there's a small opening here that allows you to easily access your rice. It came with this cup, if I'm not wrong. So this was perfect. And then you can open it as a whole to top up your rice as well. So this was a new fresh pack of rice that we bought in. If I'm not wrong, I think it was 5 kg. So it's just nice to feed 5 kg worth of rice. And I would think that if it's just you and your partner, or it's not too big a family, this will be perfect. There's another larger size though for this. So if let's say you have a bigger family and you want something like this, then it's great. So for this, we stored it, because we store it at the top, right? So it still gives us easy access. But I think if let's say you store it at the bottom, like below eye level, it's also easy to access because of this opening here. So we really like it. We think it's useful, it's convenient, and it's easy to use. And so far we have not gotten any of those rice bugs or insects inside. So I guess that's a good sign. So So these are our Systema containers that we briefly mentioned in some of our other videos. They actually come in various sizes. So this was the biggest one that we got. This is a medium size, and there's another smaller one. So for this, so far it has been great. We actually use this to store like our dried goods, I guess, like our flour, our cornstarch, that kind of thing. So I use this container to store red dates, those dried red dates, right? But the dried red dates actually spoiled. So I'm not sure whether is it because of the position of where we put the containers, because we can't put it in the drawers that is like at the area where our cooking is. So we're not sure whether the heat and the moisture actually got to it, that's why it's spoiled. But other than that, so far our dried goods have, like our flour and all, have remained dry. They all come with this rubber seal at the side. So some people might or might not like it because of whether it's easy to wash and all that. So far we do use it quite frequently to just store our sugar and all that. So the good thing about it is also stackable. So if let's say you want to put it on your countertop, or you want all these small ones to maybe store your spices, so it's easy to stack, and it's transparent, so it's great because you can see. Then if you have those labels, sticker printer and whatever not, you can just label it so that you can see easily. So we actually stack it in our cabinet like this way. So that's why I put the labels here just so that I can easily see what item it is. So these were one of the first few container brands that we bought. I bought it because I saw recommendations from this Taobao group that was saying that this brand, which is supposedly branded, does its work very well. So after that, we actually got these containers. It's a bigger lunch box. So this was This was purchased from our 299 haul recently, so you can check that video out if you're interested also. So yep, okay, so that's all for Silicone containers. Okay, next are these silicone opaque containers. I think it's really convenient because you can expand and collect it whenever. You are able to put this in a microwave, you can put this in a dishwasher. Also, the other containers I mentioned previously are also dishwasher safe. So when you want to wash, you just pop it in and it's convenient. These are also, I believe they are leak proof. We have stored like liquids inside and they have not leaked. Then again, we also don't purposefully pour them over. They generally come in two colors, this pink and this turquoise, and they come in a lot of different sizes. So they have larger ones that are suitable for like tapaoing food. So we got this circular shaped one as well as a huge rectangular one. Yeah, and keeps food warm, and even if it cools down, then you can pop it in the microwave and it's fine. So that's what I really like about it. But we also use these containers to store leftover ingredients and food. And so the bad thing about it is that we can't see through it. So because of that, when you put it in the fridge, right, you won't be able to tell or see what items inside. And sometimes we forget, so food spoil or we forget to use it to cook, and it's been a few days and we have to throw it away. So it was quite wasteful, and that's why we decided to get this container. So we got this from the 299 haul, free shipping as well. We've been using it for a while and it's quite a lifesaver. So similarly, you can expand it. Yeah, and it's large. And its volume is quite large. It's large enough for us to be able to see what's inside and to be able to store like half a carrot and all that if you are cooking. So yeah. And also at the back, it says that it is microwave safe, oven safe, dishwasher safe. So all these silicone stuff are great and we really love it. So honestly, for these silicone containers, we don't have any cons of it yet. We just got it, and we got it in replacement for these items. So yeah, no questions about that. And the other item that we got is this just a regular container. We don't have much of this, which is why we got the transparent silicone ones. But we do have some of this. I don't think it is completely airtight, but it's good enough to be able to keep ingredients, let's say, for a few days, and it might not be as long lasting, but it's good enough. So yeah, just a regular size container. They also come in a smaller size. They have the rubber inside as well. I'm not sure you can see, but there are quite a bit of scratches inside. So I think it's from all the metal handling, which might not be that good. So at the back here it says that it is microwave safe, oven safe, BPA free, dishwasher safe, and this is a 1 liter capacity. So there are larger ones, there are smaller ones, and I think this is I can't remember where I bought this from. This was one of our very early buys. So I guess maybe it's a low brand. I try it out, but I guess you can't. I do see the difference between a non-branded one as well as the better quality ones where you pay a bit more. So yeah, I guess if you're just using this for regular storage, you don't need it to be airtight. Or maybe you Taobao your food in this, then you just bring it home and eat, then wash immediately. I guess that works as well. Talking about Taobao food, this is actually one that we got locally. So this is the Zebra brand. I think a lot of y'all would know of this. So similarly to the silicone containers, right? My family used to use this when we Taobao food. Okay, so there's actually a version with 2 layers, but we got 3 layers because better to have more than to have less and then need more, right? So the inside is really full metal, which is great to really keep your food warm. But when you Taobao food, sometimes it can get hot to touch. So we will have to use those food clippers and all that to remove it. But it does a super good job in keeping your food warm. However, it is not leak proof. So when we do buy food like soup or soup noodles or soup, they tend to leak. So that's the not so good part about it lah. But if you're just buying like non-soapy stuff, it works. And then if you're buying soapy stuff, you just have to be extra careful when carrying it. Yeah, so usually we'll like tie a plastic bag around it so that it doesn't leak, or if it spills, at least it spills into the plastic bag. And then our last food container that we have is this. So this is how it looks at the back with all these things. So the purpose of this container is actually to like freeze your dumplings or your frozen food, and the purpose of it is that it doesn't stick to the base. So I don't think y'all can see, but all these patterns, right, they kind of like have a raised base. So because of that, what they're saying is that it, like, you know, when you freeze your food, then it won't get stuck to the base and it's very difficult to remove. So it's easier to remove and pour it when you need to. So these come in two sizes. One is this larger one, and one is a smaller, maybe like half of it. So the thing about all these containers is that you can stack them as well. So you can like stack them on top, if you all can imagine. Okay, so I realized that I actually missed out on a few items, mostly for food. So I came back to continue filming them. So one is this pasta container. So we got this because to store our pasta. But we did realize that if let's say we were to get a full packet from, let's say, your usual NTUC, and you fill it up here, because it's so packed, right, it cannot hold the pasta when it is full and at full length. So if let's say all the pastas are not like fanned out, right, and they are like, let's say, one whole chunk, they actually do not fit. So this container is, I think the height isn't the best, but it does its job well in keeping the pasta fresh, so that we, or at least like, you know, airtight, so that we can still continue to use them. There is this rubber seal at the top of the container, very plain and simple, slightly aesthetics because of the, you know, this wooden thing and the transparent. Okay, next are these silicone bags that we use to store quite a number of things. So this can store your liquids, it can store your food. They even come with this thing, right, where you can where it shows here Sunday to Monday. So let's say you store it today on a Monday, then you can check, you know, how many days you've been storing it at all. Honestly, Chris and I do not use that function, but I mean, it's good to have. Also at the front, right, you will be able to see the volume that it holds. So for example, this one holds up to 1.5 liters. It shows you how many cups, how many ounce, how many ml it is. So I guess that's quite a cool thing. We have not measured to see how accurate this is, because usually what we do is we just put the food in, then we just seal it up and then dump it in the fridge. So the sealing pot, this whole thing is silicone. You can put it in the dishwasher. Sometimes we use this to sous vide our steak so that we reduce on the number of ziplocs that we use. So all in all, it's pretty good, and I guess it's as airtight as it can get. So after you seal the top part, there's this small buttons here that you just have to press in to further seal it even more. The rest of the smaller ones are being used currently to store our food, so I didn't take them out. So yeah, it's convenient. It's good to Taobao. We have not used this to Taobao food, but I assume that you can. We usually use this to keep our leftover ingredients as well. And because it's transparent, so that's good because you can see through. The other thing that we got, which isn't really a container but turns your bowls into containers, I guess, are all these silicone covers. So if let's say you have items in your huge bowl, or maybe your rice bowl that you want to keep, so you can just put this over to seal it up. We've used this quite a number of times. It is useful. It is also leak proof, so I actually did a review on it on this Taobao group that I was in. So I sealed the bowl up and then I tilted it and no liquids came out, so that was quite good. They also don't have a sticky touch to it. You know, sometimes after a while it becomes sticky, but this doesn't. We wash it with regular soap or put it in the dishwasher sometimes. I usually wash it with soap after we are done using it. So yeah, they come in a lot of sizes. So this is the largest one. And and this is the smallest one. Yeah. And that's all we have for today's video. So I hope introducing all these kind of different containers that you thought you might not need but actually need them will help you with your Taobao purchases. If you have any other cool containers that you guys might have from Taobao, or you would really recommend it to me as well, please share it with us in the comments so that I can go check, because I think containers, we will always need containers, especially with the government pushing for bring your own, so it's always good to have containers to Taobao your food, your groceries and whatever not. So I hope this video was helpful for all of y'all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!